Welcome into another video here. We are doing MLB free agent predictions. I have a long list of names. I'm just going to spitball some teams, give a brief reasoning. I'm going to try and keep this video short because this might get long if I start rambling. I'll maybe make a separate video on some of these guys deep down the line, but this will be a part one kind of because there's a lot more names. I just put down some of the better names I thought of. Then I'll make another video, maybe with some other names, maybe Thursday, right? My first name here is Juan Soto, and obviously I have him to the New York Yankees. This is just a guy they have to sign. I already made a video of Juan Soto and whether or not he should come back to the Yankees. If I did this right and you want to see that video, it should pop up right here in the corner on the little information button. So go check out that video if you want to hear my Juan Soto thoughts on where he signs. Next guy here, one of the best pitchers, the best pitcher on the market here, Corbin Burns, and Baltimore Orioles free agent here. I have two teams that are 100% guaranteed to get pitchers this free agency, and that's the Boston Red Sox and the New York Mets. I think these are two teams that are 100% going to grab arms at the deadline. Now, I just don't know where, like what talent-wise of arms are they going to grab. And I think that's harder to say for the Red Sox than it is for the Mets. However, I have Corbin Burns going to Boston. I think the Boston Red Sox. I think the Orioles might be more likely than the Mets are with the new ownership. But the reason why I have the Red Sox, I have the Mets spending money other places. And I think $200 million, $215 million, that's what it's going to take to get a guy like Corbin Burns, is a lot of money for the Mets to be spending when you're spending a lot of money here, a lot of money there, a lot of money over there. I just don't think they're going to get done. I look at the team like the Red Sox, who's not going to spend a lot of money in other places, and you almost feel pressure to spend money if you're the Red Sox. You haven't been recently. You did re-sign Devers, but you haven't been recently. You think you have a good young team coming in. I think Burns is a consistent quality ace that will be huge for them. So I got Corbin Burns going to the Red Sox. Blake Snell I have going to the Mets. I just think he's not going to get as much as Burns. I think I can see him signing another small deal. I have 2 years for like 54 mil, something like that. 2 years, 54 mil to the New York Mets. Why not? I don't know if you're going to get much more than that other places. I don't know if he's going to get his long-term deal that he so desperately wants. He didn't get it last year. I don't know if he's going to get it this year. I think the Mets make sense. They're going to want a pitcher. If they can get someone short for 2 years and it doesn't work out, they can get rid of him, trade him, like they did with Verlander and Scherzer. I don't see why they wouldn't do that. So I'm going to take Snell to the New York Mets. Top third baseman prospect Alex Bregman, who's a free agent from the Astros. When I saw this, I thought re-signing. Like, the Astros, what else are they going to do here? I think they have to re-sign him. But the way they treated him at the end of the season made me think that it is the end for him. And Alex Bregman's a guy to me that is going to take the bag. And what's a team that might overpay for him because they have to do something in this deadline? They feel like they're falling behind. I think it's the Toronto Blue Jays. I just think that makes a little bit of sense, right? A guy that can pitch like crazy. Hit like crazy at the third base position, who's been elite at the third base position for now year after year after year. I think it just makes sense. Like, it just weirdly makes sense to get Alex Bregman over there for over $150 million, probably around 160, I think will be enough to get it done. I don't know the year 7, 6, 8, something in that range. 6 to 8 years for like 160, something in that range for Alex Bregman. I think that gets it done. So Alex Bregman to the Toronto Blue Jays. Pete Alonso, I think it will stay a Met. I just can't see him signing anywhere else besides the Mets. Like, I can't see the Yankees going out and making a deal with him. Maybe the Astros, like maybe, because the Astros need a first baseman. That's the only place I can maybe see him in an Astros jersey, but I just think he's a Met through and through. And I think the Mets will give him the best deal, kind of like they did with Nimmo. So I will predict Pete Alonso back to the New York Mets. Santander is an interesting one. This man just demolished 44 home runs. I don't know if he's still going to get the respect in the market. Like, I still think he's going to be a smaller deal in the market. And at 30 years old, he's probably not going to get a shit ton of years. Two teams come to mind, and one is the St. Louis Cardinals, a team that needs outfield production crazy because they're just not getting it right now. The other team that comes to mind is the Kansas City Royals. Why not? A team that did really well this year. Maybe exceeded expectations this year. They spent a lot of one-year expiring contracts at the deadline this year. Why not go out and grab another 1-year, 2-year deal for Anthony Santander and maybe try and plug this all together and create a very good team, a team that can maybe win this division this year. I like it. I think the fit makes sense there. I'll take Santander to the Royals. Teoscar Hernandez. This is a guy that a lot of people were like, to the Royals, or he's staying with the Dodgers, he's going to the Royals, he's going to the Blue Jays, he's going to the Mariners. That's all I hear. What about the Mets? Like, this guy screams like he's going to get a big deal from the Mets. It just screams like that to me because the Mets are going to try for Juan Soto, and they're not going to get Juan Soto. That's going to cause them to get Snell, and then they're going to be like, we need an outfielder. And they're going to be staring at Teoscar Hernandez right in the face, and they're going to say, why can't we give Teoscar 3 years? Why not? 3 years, 55, 56, 57, 58. I think that deal can make a lot of sense for the New York Mets. I'm going to the Mets. I don't see anybody else predicting that, but Teoscar Hernandez to the Mets. Christian Walker. As a Yankees fan, I want him on the Yankees very badly. I think he can be a Yankee. I think they still can afford Soto and him. If they both sign those two, I think they could afford that very easily. I think it makes a tremendous sense. He's so good defensively. The Yankees struggle desperately defensively. You get another big bat in the lineup because you might lose a Gleyber Torres, you might lose a Rizzo, you will lose those guys. But it just makes so much sense. And I also think it makes sense with the Astros. And I think it will be another bidding war between the Yankees and the Astros for who can get this guy. And at the moment, the way the teams are formed in their salary cap expectations, I think the Astros might have a little more room to spend because the Yankees have to sign Soto. They have to probably get some relievers in there. So I think the Astros might have a little more to spend here. But I'll take the Yankees for Walker. Gleyber Torres, I don't know. The Brewers, when I just think Gleyber Torres, I think Brewers, but they got young guys in Terang and Wendell, not Wendell, but you know what I mean, and young guys, so I don't see him going there, but I think the Brewers, which is not going to happen, and I think the Mariners. So maybe the Mariners will give him a 1-year, 2-year deal, and he'll walk out and play second base for the Seattle Mariners. That's what I think. The 3 guys that I think could be going to the Dodgers: Willy Adames, Max Fried, Jack Flaherty. Sorry. Those are 3 guys that the Dodgers are going to be trying to get. I don't have any of them going to the Dodgers because I have a Sasaki going to the Dodgers. But that, I don't know if that can happen. That might be a whole different video in itself. We'll see. Adames I got going to the Giants. I think that makes a lot of sense for him to fit right in there for the Giants. A team that loves to have a great defensive shortstop. I think Adames is a great defensive shortstop. You know he's going to get you consistent. I think that makes all the sense in the world for them to get Adames. And they need to compete with the Dodgers, with the Padres. I think that's a perfect guy to go out and get if you're the Giants. Max Fried, I can also see signing with the Giants. He's from California. I know he's from the LA area, but the Giants also make sense. That's another guy. They're like, we need to compete. Let's go out and get this guy. I also have the Orioles for Max Fried because you lose Burns, you got to get something. Maybe a Max Fried to the Orioles. I think that could potentially make sense. But if he goes to the Dodgers, I wouldn't be shocked. Jack Flaherty, I have the Angels. I think he'll just take the bag. Whoever gives him the biggest bag, I think he'll just take. And I ultimately think that will be the Los Angeles Angels for Jack Flaherty. Long video. I'll try and end it right here, over 9 minutes here. Ultimately, my name is Josh Wissy. If you like sports, I promise this is a channel for you, so hit that subscribe, like the video. Thank you.